Yeah. One thing that I have done differently and I learned to do this was like talking about money at the table. You know, my family was always like, you know, we don't talk about money. We don't talk about money. We don't talk about money. And I think that was like such a bad thing to do early on, because when you don't talk about money, or you treat money as a thing, you sort of either apply overly negative thing about it, like, oh, you shouldn't do things only for money, so you should, or like, you know, we're short on cash, so it's a negative sort of feeling. So like money was never talked about, and now I'm like,
I think I'm going to talk about, if I ever have kids, I'm going to talk about money openly.
Yeah,
because it was always a thing in my family. We just don't talk about money. I had no idea. To this day,
I don't remember ever hearing the word money.
I have no idea how much my dad made, and I know that the only reason I know my mom didn't make a lot of money is because teachers are royally shafted in America. So we never talked about it, and so even now, like when you get into like the big, like when you get into not day-to-day money use, but like big time, like yearly salaries and like different like payments, like car payments, houses, and I don't know anything about that. Like that, like separation, the separation between like $200,000 and like $400,000. I don't understand it. Like I can't understand the difference between a $200,000 house and a $400,000 house, and like what that would mean on a day-to-day basis, because that's just something I never like learned. So like I'm trying to learn it now in case I want to eventually buy a house or invest into a business or something like that. But that all deals with money on a larger scale than I ever learned it.
It was weird as a kid, not obviously you don't know about money, like, and you don't really care. Whatever your parents are providing, you're like happy with or whatever.
Right.
But I remember my dad at one point lived in like a 2-bedroom, almost like trailer. And like back then I was like, oh, this really ain't like a good look. At the age of like 14 or some shit. I was like, this really ain't like a good look, but like, you know, whatever. I'm chilling here. And then like eating like ramen noodles and shit for dinner off like paper plates, and just having like little ass beds and like a toilet that barely worked.
Yeah.
Like I kind of forget that's how it used to be, because now I'm just like at a place where it's like everything fucking works. Just, you know, you just look around and it's like, wow, this is not how I grew up.
Yeah.
And even with my mom was a single mom, and I definitely, growing up, I didn't realize the fucking struggle it had to be raising 2 kids by yourself.
Right.
Like, damn.
Well, you see it now, right? You're trying to raise you by yourself. You're trying to pay for all your stuff, and you take away the fact that you're not paying any rent.
Right.
You take away the fact that you're not paying any bills. You know what I'm saying? Like it adds up.
And they're making less than what I make.
Yeah, exactly. So it's super
like,
difficult.
Jesus.
That's something that I've never ever, like, I don't think I'll ever not talk about money at the table, or not talk about, you know, because I want to teach Liv to be the best that she can be. And I started teaching her like just regular business like theories in a sense, and I'm like, all right, so she likes Build-A-Bear, and I'm like, okay, so Build-A-Bear, you buy it for how much, and how much does mom buy it for? And she's like $20, and I'm like, okay, so you know, Build-A-Bear gets the stuffing for like $1, and then gets the outside of it, the shell, for like $3, and then I made it to be a dividend of 27. It made it like a $5 sort of thing, and she's like, what's your profit? And she's like, 15. And I'm like, how many can you buy with 15? She's like, 4 more bears. And then she just kept going. And had I been taught that like super early on, I think that I'd be, again, you know, it's theory.
That could be a story. Sorry, do you want to keep going?
No.
That could be a story when Liv is like 30.
I was just thinking this.
A fucking
mogul,
almost like a billionaire or something. and they're like, she's getting interviewed, like, how did you like get into it? And they're like, well, my dad when I was 10 said, how much is your Build-A-Bear? And then basically, and then literally everything you just said.
Right, yeah.
I could literally see that coming to like fruition or whatever.
Yeah, you know, if there's any teenagers that watch this, and I'm sure there is, like, think of this, okay? Tell your parents to tell you how much they make a month, and then tell them how much they have to spend for you to have a roof over your head,
Right.
and then think about how stupid you are asking
Yes.
for those shoes.
I would see. I feel like
I had the fucking balls to ask my dad for $72 pair of shoes in high school.
Yeah.
and now in retrospect, I'm like, he did it. I'm like, that's gangster, dude.
Yeah.
But I was just like, what did that do?
I think about how much money my parents made, and then how the payments that they were making on top of that. They both had car payments, a house payment, internet, TV, electricity, all of that. And then on top of that, how bratty I was in middle school. It's like like everybody in middle school is wearing polos.
Yeah.
$50 polos.
Sometimes double polos, so they
Double.
can have the
yeah.
double collar.
And all I wanted was polos. And then they were like, we can't buy you 12 polos. Like, keep wearing your t-shirts. And then I was like, but everybody's wearing polos. And then my dad went on eBay and bought like 10 polos, and they all came in. He probably saved $25 on each polo. And so I'm just sitting there, and I didn't take any of that, or I took it for granted. I took it
It was
all
like
for granted.
finally a shirt.
Finally a polo shirt, when in reality, like, I think about it now.
Yeah, now you don't give a fuck what you wear. You know what I'm saying?
I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see Hitch bring polos back.
I can bring polos.
I've seen the picture too with your braces.
Yeah.
And the polo.
Double polo.
Yeah, the double. It was a double polo.
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I should bring New Balances back.
Whoa. Back? What you mean back?
You got Off-Whites on right now.
Yeah, but I also just 999 Kennedy's my favorite shoes ever. Never got a chance to get them. They're impossible to get. These aren't it.
I guess our parents, think we'll go out to a dinner, like a nice dinner, spend $100 and not like think about it. Think about your parents trying to buy, like, Mom, I want these shoes. And
in this day and age, where shoes aren't 120 max, we're talking about $1,700 kicks. If
Wow,
you know what I'm saying?
different.
Yeah,
No, it is completely different.
yeah, but like I'm saying, parents, they have to stop and be like, can we afford these?
Right.
And I don't think I've ever, maybe back then,
I mean,
but I don't
Yeah.
stop and be like, can we afford these? Okay, I got
Right.
this, pay for that, pay
I
for.
am conscious about what I spend my
Like, damn,
money on.
parents probably really broke it down just
Yeah.
to get you something
Dude,
that you hardly respected.
My parents both took Dave Ramsey's financial class, and it's like a finance class that it works with the church, and they literally they were so organized at the time. They had books. They kept receipts from their checks and everything. Like, everything that was spent was documented, because that's how you take care of your money, basically. So you just don't spend, because all the little things are what adds up.
Yeah.
It's not like your big purchases. So I think back to that, and I'm just like, the amount of times that I'm just like, let's go to a nice dinner, and I'll take care of the bill, or sometimes you do that. We're not talking to you.
But I used to.
Yeah.
People forget that I used to.
Used to what?
Fucking penny pinch and think about my,
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I'm sure.
I wish I knew that, Hector.
Nothing changed.
You were the same motherfucker, just in an office or something.
No, I just didn't have the money. I had the attitude. I had the I just didn't have the money.
Oh, dude, I remember when I got the attitude. I remember because I was broke for so long, and then the first time where I was like comfortable, Blake loves telling the story, because it was at UMG Chicago, or UMG South Carolina. The event that like didn't even happen.
Yeah.
Because of all the Bluetooth stuff.
Yeah.
So Blake gets there, and I was like, dude, go to the bar. And I was like, 2 AMFs. I was like, dude, you're not paying for drinks tonight.
Yeah.
I got drinks.
Hell
It's like just the best feeling. Like that kind of feeling. Dude, that feeling means more than like buying like a dope pair of shoes, or like a cool whatever. It's like, if you can hook your friends up, even if it's just like a drink, or like something where they don't have to worry about it, dude, that's like the best feeling.
The other thing is, like, if you tell your kid $2,000 comes in, $1,750 is what we spend. We have $250 for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like food included. We just have $250 just in case something happens. The kid then has the choice of saying, it's like $250. Shit, if I push real hard, I could get 100 of that to get these shoes. But then it could also open it up for the parents to be like that, right? Like this is what we live. This is our life. And then the kid will be like, all right, I can help. I'm gonna go get a job. I'm gonna give you half, and then we're gonna live better. Or I'm not gonna ask you for this other shit that is unnecessary. Or maybe he's like, well, Mom, why don't you try to do this? The internet works like this. I mean, you like to sew and make little trinkets, those little bracelets that Hitch is wearing. Why don't you put those on the internet? And specifically now in this day and age, like kids almost now have a responsibility. If the parents, did that, now the kids almost have a responsibility to teach the parents how to use the internet in a way that can further their family, financially. And it's not about, the luxury and the glamour. It's about living comfortable. I saw a meme, or it wasn't a meme. I saw an Instagram post where somebody on Twitter asked, is like, what do you consider being financially stable or financially free? And then somebody, the most upliked or the most retweeted one was having every bill on autopay and not worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I'm like, holy shit.
Super, super grateful that that's where I am
Yeah.
currently.
Bro, Jude still to this day doesn't do that. I'm like, baby, just put that on auto. She's like, no, I like doing it like this. And I'm in my head, I'm like, yeah. And in my head, I'm like, just put it on autopay. It'll save you so much time at the end. And she's like, no, I like to do it like manually. But in the past, she had to like literally, because she's always been the person that handles all the bills and all that. Just couldn't be asked. But she would like do everything, and sometimes she would like get creative. We're like, well, if we don't pay this week, we'll blah, 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 the whole thing. And now I'm just like, just put it over the shit on fucking autopay. Right. And she wouldn't. But anyway, let's move on a little bit. Obviously, I was
not expecting to start the podcast with that subject.
No.